Good day. This is Prophetess Wendy. Thank you so much for joining me. To my subscribers, I just want to thank you so much. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do. Today, we're going to be discussing one of the most important questions coming from a mom who's saying that she's dating a man that has got kids, and the man did open up to her to tell her, you know what, I've got kids. It's always good sometimes when you're dating a man that has got kids to try and find out that what made you to break up with the mother of the children. Then the man will tell you and explain to you to know, no, this is what has made us to break up. Another thing, if a man is honest like this man to say that I've got kids from outside, try and find out as a woman. If you say that you've got kids from outside, how is your relationship with the kids? How often do you go and visit the children? Then try and figure out the relationship that they have, because if you don't ask during the time of the dating stage, it's gonna cause problems in marriage. These are the things that causes conflicts in marriage when two people come together that have got kids from different people or from people from outside. So it's always good to try and find out, are you paying maintenance for these kids? These are the things that you should know before getting married. Why? Because the man has been open from the dating stage. You are very, very special. I would say many times when men have got kids, they don't even come and tell you. You'll just have to find out. They marry you. When they marry you, they no longer care. They just tell you straight, I've got kids from outside. So it's always good to know how old are the children that they're talking about. And then the man will be able to tell you how old the children are. Then if they're less than 5 years old, how are you communicating with them? But it's obvious. It's just good for you to know. If you're communicating with the mother, then do you go to the house of the mother to go and see the children? What is the arrangement between you and the mother? Because sometimes you find that you say, yes, I don't have a problem with your children. Then you find when you're married, these children have to come and visit you and the father. So it's always good to find out during school holidays, do the children come and see you? How often do the children visit you? Then the man will tell you, the children will visit me at this particular time. And the things that you're not okay with, it's good to tell him. Don't say, no, because I want this man to marry me. I will say it's okay, but knowing deep down that you're pretending. You need to check. What type of a man is this one? Is he the type of those ones that love their kids more than anything? If you find a man like that, know for sure that he expects you to love his children. I know that it's not easy as a woman, but I'll tell you one thing. How can you love a man and hate his children? Let's start from there. How can you love a man and hate his children? Okay, if you hate the children, what have the children done to you to make them hate them so much? Some of you, this man, it was before you met them. Some of these men had children when they were still in high school. There are different reasons that makes people to break up in relationships. But one thing that I want to tell you for sure, every man when he's got kids, he expects you to love their children. And you're saying, nah, I cannot be able to take care of them. But now that you're dating, you're saying, yes, I don't have a problem. I can be able to take care of them. Things that you don't like, you need to tell your man now. And how you want to be a good stepmom to the children, you tell him now, well, this is what I expect. When you are coming with these children to the picture, this is what I expect. Then when you are talking in the table, if you agree and you say we don't have a problem, you come to a mutual agreement to say, you know what, I don't have a problem with what you're saying. And he says, you know what, if it's going to be like that, then I'm okay with it. Why? Because most of the things that causes conflict in marriage is when there is a misunderstanding during the time of dating. You find that a man wants to put a child on his medical aid. You already have a problem as a woman to say, I don't want this child to be in your medical aid. But they told you from the beginning that this child is mine and I love my kids. So those are the things that you need to ask. That medically wise, how are things? Are they in your investment? How are you planning for their future? Those are the things that you must ask when they've told you during the dating game, so that when you enter into marriage, you don't enter there and then you find that you're fighting with this man. Why? Because when you marry a man who speaks of his children like that, to say that I've got kids from outside, and then you see this man loves his kids, it's obvious he's going to take care of his kids. Your role when you get there is not to separate the father from the children. You know what we do as women? Now, when you get there, you have your own baby with this man. You no longer want him to support his children. No, your role is not to get there and advise him not to support his children, but is to give him the full support that is due. If he's taking 1,000, giving to his children, you support him to keep on doing that, because that is what he loves to do. The moment they say, I don't want you to take money out of this house and give to your children, and give them not your children. His children, when you are married, they become your children. A man becomes your property. You know, you are one now. Whatever it is his belongs to you. Even the children from outside, you are the mother, you are the stepmom. They know that our father is married to another person. You know, let them not call you an evil stepmom. Let them not call you an evil person. Why? Because of the role that you play in their lives. When you stop a man and say, don't buy your kids clothes, you know what the man is going to do? Is going to buy clothes in private. Sometimes you'll end up finding the slips when you are busy doing washing to say, hey, he's busy taking care of his children. And that will make you angry. That will hurt you. But the moment you open up, you know, there are people when they're told, a man tells them that I've got kids outside, they don't want to talk about those kids. Those kids are his. Whether you like it or not, it cannot be changed. It cannot be reversed. They are born. They belong to the father, whom your husband. So what am I saying? Or your future husband. So what am I saying? If a man has got kids from outside, you as a woman that is about to marry this man, you must know, okay, if this man has got children, it means there will be money that will be taken out of his pocket to support who? His children. Even though his money now belongs to you, whatever is his is going to belong to you. Those are the things that you should know and make peace with them and be okay with it, so that when you enter into marriage, you don't collide with a man, or you don't keep on fighting over things that you're not supposed to fight about. Even visiting the children, you need to know, how often do you visit the children? Do you go there monthly? Do you go there weekly? Do you go there daily? It's always important to know, so that when he tells you that this weekend I'm going to visit my baby, I'm going to visit my children, you end up not having a problem. Why? Because you're okay, you've been told from the beginning. Let you not be surprised going forward. So it's always good to know and establish the relationship that the man has with his kids. There's nothing wrong if the kid says they want to visit and you're okay with his children. Put yourself in his shoes. Ask yourself, if it was you being in the same shoes, having children, if you don't have children, and then how would you like to be treated with your children? I think if you can take it from there, we'll be good stepmoms. So what am I saying? If a man tells you that they've got kids, you have to make peace with it, but try and interrogate him in a good way. Ask him good questions. How is your relationship with your children? Then that will give you an idea on how to treat his children. Some of this men, if he tells you, don't care, don't even take care of these children, wouldn't it be nice if you're there, you start to advise this man, you know what, it's not good for you not to take care of your children. Because that God does not want it when we don't take care of our children. He will even block our prayers because we are busy praying but we're not taking care of your children. Advise him to love his children. Don't advise a man to hate his children, because you will love them in private, and that will develop hatred that you will not be able to handle in future. So make sure that you advise him to love his children, you know, to buy them clothes, to check how far are they in life, you know. Even for you as a stepmom, if he's comfortable, he can also introduce you to them, but at the right time, he has to speak to them first, you know, and talk to them and tell them that this particular person, more especially if you see the relationship is serious, maybe you're engaged to be married, or maybe you are the wife to be. So what am I saying? You will be introduced at the right time. If you want to know the kids and you really want to know the kids, you first ask him. Don't force him. This weekend they're going with me, because the kids that side are not prepared. They are not even ready to meet you. You know the attitude that we have as the children of the man that has left them behind. We don't want to hear anything about the new person. So it's always good that he prepares the children before they're introduced to you. Then after them, if they're introduced to you, get to know, okay, what type of children are these ones, you know. So what am I saying? When a man has got kids, he expects you to love those kids. The same way you love him, that's how he wants to be treated, how his children wants to be treated. Some of the men, when they date you, find that they're testing you. Can I be a good mother to my children? And then you find that you're there at the table. No, I won't be able to take care of anybody's children. Yeah, I cannot when the mother is still alive, you know. So what am I saying? Try and check from the man. What is it that he wants? Does he want a woman who's going to come and take care of these kids? And if the answer is yes, are you ready to do that? Are you ready to give him that space? But one thing I can always advise you, if a man has got kids and he loves his kids, don't divide the man and teach him to hate his kids, because that is something that he won't be able to do. Teach him to love his children. Be involved in his children's life. Ask about the children. How are they? How are they doing? You hear a lot of things. You find that if you don't want to talk about it in the house, once mentioning the things to children from outside, you get upset. No, make peace with them. Kiri told you before that he has got kids. Make peace with it and love the kids from outside. I love you. Amen.